Update, my wife is back home. Yep. Feel free to flame me in the comments or in the DMs, but I think at the end I did good decision. I have many reasons why I decided to let her come back home. Long update, kids are without any doubt the biggest reason. 98%. They went to see psychologists again on Monday, again, one by one. The lady told me my younger son is dealing with all of this tougher and tougher. He told her that he's having tough time to concentrate in the school and that my older son is making huge pressure on him whenever they are alone. He also told her that he thinks I'm angry at him because of everything he said last week to her, how he misses my wife. Then she told me my older son is very stubborn and refuses to talk about things she wants to know. He told her he thinks he didn't do anything wrong by protecting me. He also said again that my wife is a bad person and doesn't want her near me or him. I just don't know what to do about this. If I attack him, then he will become angry at me and he will feel alone. If I speak nicely with him and explain him this is just between me and her, like I did a lot of times, then he still has opinion like this. At the end, she told me next time she would like to see my wife and me with my younger son in the session. We came home, I talked again with both of them. I could feel tension between them. They are 7 and almost 9. They should worry about toys, sports, school, not about who should they support between me and my wife. I called my wife and told her she needs to come with me and younger son. She agreed immediately. She was in Sunday on their football practice again. They saw her and didn't say anything, so she stayed till the end. We went again on Wednesday to see psychologists. She was waiting for us. Psychologist told me she wants to speak first with my wife and younger son. So me and older son were in the waiting room. After about 30 minutes, psychologist invited me inside. I saw my wife and son crying and she was hugging him. I didn't say anything. I was just standing and looking at them. Then my wife told me in my own language, "I am so sorry. Please forgive me." I responded with very short but very harsh sentence in my own language again. She understands very good my language, but younger son doesn't at all. I honestly wanted to throw her from the building when I saw that. I can't believe what she did to my life. We talked a little bit where my son said he wants her to come back and that he wants everything to be the same like it used to be. He misses her a lot. He loves me a lot, but her also, and he misses her. Okay, psychologist told him to leave the room and be with my older son while she speaks with us alone. She told us we need to make some plan. Either she comes back and we try to be best parents as we can, or he needs to start spending time with her. But he refuses to go where she lives right now. My wife was just watching at me with the tears on her face, probably waiting for me to be some guy from those Spanish telenovelas who will hug and kiss her, forgive her everything, and spend the rest of her life with her. Anyway, we left, and then for the first time in my entire life, I saw my sons fighting. Not physically exactly, but there was some pushing. I stopped them, and my older son started to yell how my younger son is a crybaby and that he doesn't love me. Younger son was crying again, and my wife hugged him and told him my older something like, "Hey D, please stop. I am so sorry for everything." He didn't stop. He started again to yell at her that he will not listen to her. So I took him for the hand and we went to speak in the hallway. For the first time since all of this, I was very angry at him and I wasn't the most calm person in that moment. He said he wants to go home. I told him he needs to go on his session and then on football practice. He eventually went to speak with psychologists. Younger son and wife were waiting for him. Son was sitting between us too. Wife and son were speaking with each other. I was just looking at one point on the floor, 60 minutes of her watching me and saying how sorry she is and that everything will be okay in my own language so my younger son can't understand. Psychologist said to me my older son refuses to talk and even told her he doesn't like her. I apologized and my son just told me to drive him home. He refused to go on football practice. I apologized to him for my earlier behavior, but he said he doesn't care and refused to speak with me. I tried to persuade him to go on practice, but no chance. He is so stubborn. My wife drove my younger son to practice and was with him and drove him back. I went home with my older son, told Melody she can go home. My son immediately went in his room and told me to leave him alone. I know I should be much more nicer to him before, but I am really tired with all of this. My wife brought our younger son back. She spent some time with our daughter, and I asked her to leave me alone, and she left. I was thinking whole day yesterday what to do. Craziest thing is that the only person I talked to that told me to not bring her back was her father. He told me she deserves everything bad and all the consequences. My family, her mother and brother, majority of the friends told me they will support whatever decision I make. Rest of the friends told me to bring her back home because she knows she fucked up and is very remorseful, and kids want that. My daughter will be 4 very soon. She doesn't understand anything, but she loves my wife and is crazy about her. Younger son the same, and then I have older son who is doing all of these shenanigans. Wife didn't call me, but again she sent texts how sorry she is and that she is the only one responsible for behavior for all of our kids. No shit, Sherlock. At the end of the day, I decided to bring her back. I called my friend and his wife to be with my kids while I go talk to her. I didn't call my wife because I didn't want her to be prepared for anything I will say. I came in 8:30 p.m. to her friend's place. Friend was shocked to see me and told me my wife is in her room. I opened the door and a lot of tissues were there. She looks again like shit. Whatever. All three of us sat down in the living room. I told her she can come back. She was shocked at first. Then when she realized I am serious, she started to smile and went to hug me, but I pushed her away so she hugged her friend. Not gonna lie, I haven't seen her happier in my life. I told her everything, what is on my soul and in my mind. I told her I don't care about her changes that she promised. I don't care if she goes to IC, if she is staying in the house whole day. Even if she works, she can open social media profiles again. I don't care. BTW, she answered 5 questions on polygraph after the interview. She answered all 5 answers correctly per polygraph. I saw the results. Apparently, she is more attracted to me than to AP, and sex with me is much better. She never cheated on me before AP. She loves me. She wasn't bored or unhappy during the marriage and never had any emotional feeling for AP, and she cut the contact with him because she wanted that. So you would say I should be happy because of this? I am actually more disgusted by her because obviously she had everything and still did what she did. I told her I want 5 things from her. 1, to not cry in front of kids. 2, to not bother our older son. When he is ready, they will talk. 3, to not bother me. 4, respect Melody. I decided I will keep her. She is great around kids. Kids love her. My wife should start working soon so Melody can be more with kids, and also she can drive them to school and from the school, and that will help me a lot because I am at the end with my energy, and she cooks great. 5, to not bring any guy near our house. Obviously, she accepted with a huge smile all first 4 rules. Then at the 5th, she said she doesn't want anyone and will never ever look on any guy except me. I expected her to answer something like this. So I said something like, never mind, I didn't bring my girlfriend when you were not there. And this rule is valid for me also. Smile on her face disappeared, but 101% she knows I said that just to hurt her because she knows me better than anyone. Too bad I didn't know her that well. I told her divorce papers are 99% ready, and if she doesn't follow one of these rules, she will be served immediately and kicked out again from the house. She agreed on everything, told her to come back tomorrow, today, in the morning when I am at work and sons are in school. When I came back home, her friend texted me. She is a great person and she helped me a lot during this process. She helped my wife and was the only person to be there for her 24/7s, but was also very strict with her and supported me. Anyway, she says she is glad I gave my wife a chance to come back and that my wife is very happy and so thrilled and will behave better than ever. I talked with Melody later. I told her I want her to be honest with me and tell me if my wife ever becomes rude to her. I want her to tell me that, and I want her to update me with everything that is happening. She said she will. Today I was at work and my wife came back with her friend. Melody told me my wife apologized to her for that scene before 2 weeks and she wanted to thank her for everything she did around our kids and that our daughter loves her. Melody helped her with her belongings and them two together had a coffee and talked, where my wife cried in front of her because how much she hurt me, and my wife was with our daughter playing all the time until me and boys came home, and then the toughest part was to pick my sons from the school. I left the job earlier just because of this. My younger finished with the school earlier, so I explained him everything and he was so happy. He was always the happiest and loudest kid ever, full of life, and during all of this he became very quiet. Now he has that innocent, genuine smile on his face again. I told my older later the same thing and he didn't say anything. He was just looking through the window of the car. When we came home, my younger son went to hug my wife and they were kissing each other, but my older just walked in his room like no one is around him. I followed him and talked with him at least 20 minutes. He was without any emotion, so cold. He requested to leave him alone because he will take a nap. Melody was doing some chores, my wife was cooking, and my younger son and daughter were around her. I had flashbacks then. This is how it was before all this. Okay, Melody wasn't around, but my wife would cook dinner every day and kids were around playing, jumping, etc. Then I remembered what she did and I felt disgusted again. I went to sleep also. Then dinner happened. Melody left and there we are. 5 of us. Good old times, huh? Without any doubt, the most awkward 30 minutes in my entire life. My wife is feeding my daughter. BTW, my daughter was the only one talking during those 30 minutes. Younger son is eating and watching TV. Wife is watching me every second like she is some kind of spy, and my older son didn't say a word and was looking at me all the time with the look, Dad, I love you, but you are pussy. Maybe I am. Probably I am. I think I did good decision, but also one part of me thinks I did horrific decision. I guess time will tell. My older son went after the dinner in the room, and I followed him again. We played video games a little bit, And then before I left, I told him I will be always there for him and he can tell me anything what bothers him. He looked better after that. I was a little bit in the living room. Kids were already in their beds. And then for the first time, my wife approached me. She told me she is blessed with another chance and will respect everything what I told her, and that she will still do all of the things she promised in her changes, because that is really what she wants and the least she can do for me after everything. I didn't say a word. I was just looking at her. She went to sleep in the guest room and now I'm writing this. I don't know. I hope I did the good thing. Younger son and daughter are very happy and their smiles are the most important to me. Older son will hopefully be better. And about me, well, I really don't care. To be honest, it helps me a lot that she is here. I have more free time. I had a very tough time to do all of the things, my work plus driving them from the school, driving them to practices, psychologists, friends, be with them at home, helping them with homework, be dad and mom at the same time. And honestly, even if this situation ruins possibility for me to find some other woman in the near future, I am okay with that. I don't care. I don't know how much we will be in this situation, but as long as my kids are great, I am fine, even if that means I will never be truly happy again and never have any other partner. My kids are most important for me, and I would give my life for them, let alone my sexual emotional life. I could never imagine allowing her to come back, but honestly, when you live this shit moments daily with your kids, then it is very tough. If we are from the same country and living there, then I would divorce her already. In this situation, I truly believe this is correct decision for now, at least for my kids. Thank you all.
Kids are so wonderfully precious. It's absolutely understandable and commendable that you'd put their emotional well-being above your feelings. I honestly think it would be healthy for you and your eldest to show emotional vulnerability. Men are not always taught to show when you're hurt or in pain, so anger and hatred tend to be the more prevalent emotion. This will lead to him having a more emotionally distant relationship with you and your wife in the future. May I suggest you take him one out for ice cream after practice, and start thanking him. Thank him for taking your side when your wife hurt you. Thank him for loving you so much. He buried the love he has for his mom to prioritize you. Thank him also for hiding his hurt to try to be there for his younger siblings, even if it means being stern with his younger brother. Then tell him it's okay to let go of that anger now. He's safe, and that no matter what happens between you and his mom, he is loved very much by you both. The thing is, each time you get angry with him for not reacting the way you want to react, you're enforcing him to bury his own hurt further. I'm glad you're recognizing this, but take it a step further and invite him to share that hurt with you. It will be therapeutic for you both, and you will set him up to be a strong man in touch with his emotions in the future, just like his dad. Please look up the term gray rock method. Use that for now when communicating with your wife, until you feel safe to have a friendly relationship with her. And just so you know, being friends doesn't mean you have to be lovers. Maybe in the future, if you still have not forgiven her, offer an in-home separation, divorce on paper, but cohabitating, so you can be free to date other people and not feel beholden to her. You are doing so many things to keep your family together in such a short amount of time. Please do go to IC, go to a support group, or join a hobby group so you have an outlet to let your stressors and emotions out healthily. Wishing you healing and better days.